Sorry. Why is that showing up as not having... Hey, Baragon. Hey, D-Man. I don't know what to think. Hey, Carrie. So I really tried to warn Ross Lynch, fan 001, about TikTok, and he didn't listen to me. But he found out really quick. I think it was too much for him. He ran and hid. Yeah, it was bad. I got an offer to be somebody's sugar baby. Ross Lynch, actor fan, or whatever, I forget his exact name. Ross Lynch fan, I think it is, came into my TikTok and quickly found out that it was bad. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Pretty much. It was bad. Yeah, that's what I said. I respectfully turned it down. Yes. In other words, carry me through. You stay at home and do absolutely nothing, and they pay your bills. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Not to be rude, but yeah, no. No, no, nope, nope. I don't know. Don't want anything to do with it. And people weren't being rude to him. It was just craziness. I There probably is, and again, I don't want anything to know about it. Ross Lynch, I tried to warn you, man. I tried really hard. Apparently not hard enough. It was bad, huh? Even even on YouTube, it's not that bad. And I don't know why it wouldn't let me make you a mod. I get too distracted. There's too much stuff going on. Yeah. So anyway, yep. Yep. The only reason I'm doing it is because I'm making something of it, I think. I think at the end of the day today, I had like over 1,000 likes. Yeah, I'm not posting, but I'm going live. I need to get back into posting. I don't know. Okay, so the topic for today, this is a much smaller zoo than the one that we previously looked at. I don't know if it's got any better since when I first started or not. But anyway, we are going to get started. Hopefully, yeah, there it is. So, my question is, which of these tours would you most like to do? And I know you can't answer that yet until I go through this, but that's okay. Henry Villas Zoo is a free zoo. They do charge though for these tours. So there's that. Arctic Passage. It's going to cost you $25 a person to participate. Private tour for it is $125 for just 5 people. It's for ages 10 and up. You get to go behind the scenes of the bear tunnel, whatever that is. View the polar bears behind the scenes. See the pump room. You will also see grizzly bears, seals. It may not be good if you have sensory or mobility issues. So there's that. And I forgot to switch this. Or did I? No, it's good. Okay. Yes, it is in Wisconsin. Oh, wait. Wisconsin? Yes? No, 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 no. Like for filtration, that type of thing. It is in Madison, Wisconsin. Sorry. Way too much talking today, and I know it's my fault, but yeah, it has. It's become much more video focused. Yeah. Next up, we have Be a Zookeeper. This is again $25, $150 for 5 people. It's for all ages. Capacity is 7 people. You get to go behind the scenes at the Animal Health Center and make enrichment and then deliver it to the bears. On Wisconsin, it is $35 per person, ages 5 and up. Capacity is 7 people. This one is all about the badgers. Sandhill crane and bison, and you actually get to offer food to the bison. Digging Deeper is a tour of the Green Barn and the Children's Zoo. There you will meet red pandas, gibbons, aardvarks, and meerkats. They don't have much else than that. A lot of the other stuff that they had was over with for the year. Sometimes I pick them and they're winners, and sometimes I pick them and they're not winners. So, let's do... So this zoo opens its doors at 9:30 to 5. The animal houses are open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I believe it is free to get in. They have a tropical rainforest aviary that is home to macaws, and I don't know what else. It also is home to fish. That's different. Are you guys good? Can you hear me okay? You're awfully quiet. Next to them, there are otters. Not in here. They also have or maybe they have otters next to that. Capybara. They have a big cat exhibit with Amur tigers and African lions. They have a discovery center. Ooh. That's not good. They have a herpetarium / discovery center that is home to green anacondas, Aldabra tortoises, and other stuff, I'm assuming. It's also home to fish and amphibians. The prairie that they have is home to at least bison. The Health Center, Arctic Passage, which we talked about earlier, is home to polar bears, harbor seals, and grizzly bears. They actually harvest, and this is pretty cool. They store rainwater, and they use that in their pools for the animals. That's really cool. They can store over 2 million gallons of water that way. Or at least if I understand that correctly. They have the children's zoo, a primate house. They have orangutans and lemurs, savanna and high plains. So they have Bactrian camels and alpacas. The Wisconsin Heritage is home to badgers and a rescued sandhill crane. Other exhibits include a porcupine, flamingos, other stuff they don't say. Looks like they have aardvarks, African lions, alligator, snapping turtle, alpaca, American alligator, American flamingos, Amur tiger, bunch of other stuff. Why is it so quiet? Everybody must be tired. I know I'm tired. Other rare animals, Chilean flamingos, Amur, M-A-U-R, what used to be Siberian, desert tortoise, eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, Jeffrey's marmoset, golden lion tamarin, poison dart frogs, helmeted cursuso, koi, lemur leaf frogs, meerkats, monarch butterflies, ornate box turtle, piranha, woohoo! Red-eyed tree frog, reticulated glass frogs, red pandas, for those of you that like red pandas, Seba's short-tailed bat, Somalian wild ass, standing day gecko, red pacu. They get fairly big, if I'm not mistaken. White-faced whistling ducks, white-handed gibbons, white rhino, and more poison arrow frogs. And that's about it. They do offer, if you're a teacher, they have different lessons, supplemental worksheets. Red pacu are pretty good sized, right? So the land that the zoo sits on was donated by William F. and Annie M. Vilas. It was 63 acres of land for the park. Now, they had a stipulation on the land, and that stipulation was the stipulation was that at no time could you charge admission. That was January 1st, and they don't give a year, 1904. So the zoo opens with deer, an American eagle, 2 guinea pigs, rabbits, four white rats, a raccoon, squirrel, woodchucks, red fox, and 3 groundhogs. That's interesting. And then, I did say rats. 4 of them. Then looks like 1912, they now have 23 deer, 2 bears, 1 timber wolf, 1 prairie wolf, 4 red foxes, 2 badgers, 4 raccoons, 4 peccaries, 6 guinea pigs, and 6 rabbits. In 1913, they added a pheasant, 12 rhesus monkeys, an alligator. No, these are like the zoo animals. And I'm just thinking, wow. Now I'm assuming that the eagles that they're talking about are the bald eagles. I'm assuming. The first bear exhibit opened January 1st, 1911. In 1913, the first lion house was built. In 1917, the first primate building was made. 1929, the city of Madison takes over the park. 1937, they had a baby dromedary camel. They added 2 more grizzly bears and a polar bear, which brings the zoo's bear menagerie to 22. 22 bears. Wow. No. Definitely not. Then in 1952, they spent $10,000 to bring in 2 giraffes. They added the children's zoo in 1968, which included a sea lion, baby elephant, fawns, bear cubs, toucans, and other animals. 1972, they remodeled the cat house. In 1973, they opened a otter exhibit. They opened their first seal exhibit, and guys, it is so bad. It looks like a pit, an octagon-shaped pit that probably has water in it, and then a piece in the middle for them to get out on. The county that Madison is in then takes it over in 1979. In 83, they opened a new penguin exhibit. In 1986, they took in 2 polar bear cubs from Alaska. The Discovery and Herpetarium opened up in 1988. The new primate house that comes complete with orangutans, colobus monkeys, and gibbons opened in January of 1993. And it looks about as good as one could expect. It really does. In 1995, they opened a new big cat complex. In 97, they opened up a new visitor center. And then they opened a $4.2 million tropical rainforest aviary. And then complete a concept plan for the 27 million Zoo Century Capital campaign. The North American Prairie opened up. It is home to bison, prairie dogs, and badger, as well as a carousel. The Children's Zoo Oh. Oh. The Children's Zoo then opened up and completed a feature that is now home to red pandas, wallaby, porcupine, meerkats, and white-handed gibbons. They then opened up a year-round flamingo exhibit and a children's zoo train. The Red Barn was completed. And yeah, a new health center. They opened the new Arctic Passage, a Wisconsin Heritage Center. That is the new home for American badgers and sandhill cranes. And that is Henryville Zoo. I'm sorry I put you through that, but I had to fill it. I had to fill time. I had to. Hey. They were white. They sound like escapees from a laboratory. wouldn't mind having a rat, I guess. I hear they're really smart, but I don't want a rat. I do, but I don't. I want a pet. I'd love to have a cat, but honestly, no. Local bears joining bears in the zoo. Well, I'm thinking they were like in a cage, like a little, some type of small cage. But then again, I wasn't there, so I don't really know. I've seen, well, I think the Bronx Zoo may have rats. Bronx Zoo actually has a mouse house. Let that sink in. Ooh, that looks like Mount Fuji. I don't know where that is. That's pretty. Sorry. Yeah, rats seem like an odd choice. Oh, that's not nice. Okay. I don't know if my parents went out to eat with my sister, but I'm dying. Oh, that sounds good. What did you have, Ross Lynch? Ooh, that sounds good. I've had chicken curry. Was it spicy? I like curry. One of my local places does chicken curry. Mm. They actually make it with they put cauliflower in it. I don't like cauliflower, but I will eat that stuff. That's how good it is. Yeah, hissing cockroaches aren't really rare. I've had hissing cockroaches, but I can't keep them anymore. I would still have them, but they make me sick. When I clean the cage, I think it stirs up the stuff that they lay down. Their little feces. I think it gets, yeah, and it makes me sick. I've never heard of chicken balls. I'm glad that's not what it could be. No, holding them doesn't bother me. I even had the giants for a little while. Oh no. I think my favorite things are pepper chicken. Like definitely pepper chicken. And then peanut chicken, lo mein. I'm not a big fan of like the beef stuff. But there are some really cool, and I say cool, I sorry, you can't see me. Um there are some really cool bugs out there that if I could figure out a way to keep them, I would. I'd love to get my hands on some giant African millipedes or some bumblebee millipedes. But the Africans, they're expensive. Like I think it's $65 for just one, and I'm not spending that type of money. Like there is no way. Oh, I take it they were pretty good sized. Not bad. Yeah, they did. I don't know how they functioned necessarily, but they did. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Um, they in the United States we had the New Deal programs, and so they would pay people to come in and do infrastructure projects at zoos. I think there's a local zoo by me that I think was that way. Yeah, and they paid people, mostly people who weren't really skilled necessarily, but oh yeah, absolutely, D man. We had some of that up here too. Monkey Islands were pretty popular, so some of those. Let's see. Yeah, so we have a zoo in my area. Um, that the Monkey Island that they have was built in 1934 by the Works Progress Administration, which is the New Deal. Um, they also they also built the observation tower that's there and the castle that is there. I will show you if I can. I don't know if this is what it looked like at the time, but that's what it looks like. And that's let's see. Wonder if they have a wiki. They're making improvements to it, but it's a small zoo. It covers 15 acres. The park and the zoo were listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 1991. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Of course, there's a lot that so this is the tower, the observation tower. From there, you can see all the way to Chicago. And I have yet to climb all the way to the top. So yeah, they somehow they managed. Yeah, I do too. I was walking through the zoo with my nephew who's now in his 20s. And he was just a little guy then. But we went in and started climbing because he wanted to see it. So we went up. And I got almost all the way up to the top. And there was a spiral staircase that takes you up into the top. And I looked at him and I go, man, little guy, I'm sorry, but Uncle can't do it. And a nice couple took him up. I should have gone up with them, but they took him up and brought him back down. Which was really nice of them. I found out that there is in Arizona. They actually moved part of the old the bridge in London Bridge. They actually took part of it. There was a wealthy guy in Arizona, bought the bridge. They labeled all of the blocks and had it shipped to Arizona. And they built it. And, well, they rebuilt it in Arizona. No, it's true. Look it up. Better yet. Because he wanted it. It's in... Here's the city it's in. Oh, come on. And the guy's name was... Richard... Richard P. something. I guess it was... This is the old bridge. I guess it was sinking. It couldn't support modern traffic, and it was sinking, so they were going to tear it down, and he's like, no, I'll take it, and yeah. I bet. See, I wish we had that type of long-standing history. Oh, that's cool. I went out and bought a bunch of magnets to go magnet fishing. I thought I'd find really cool stuff. Did I find really cool stuff? Nah. I found a knife. Well, I want that too. Don't get me wrong. But I also like the history. Now, I'm really weird. I've never seen the show. Not even once. I don't have cable, so nope, no interest. I don't know. I'm probably not going to watch it, so there's that. I'm not at all. Sorry, guys. I'm sinking. I got you. See, that's what I hate is I'll get into a show and I'll really, really like it. And then out of nowhere it's gone. Or you have to wait to find out what happens in the next season. Or they wait 3 years before they bring something out, and it's like, why? Like, I actually got into, I thought it was a little weird, mind you. Never, I've only seen bits and pieces of that. I really liked NBC's Dracula. It was kind of goopy. Um, but it made one season and that was it. And it's like, really? Yeah, my sister was into those. There is no way. Never saw EastEnders, but I think that's because it's BBC. It's okay. In this case, it's okay. That's because probably they're BBC and didn't make it here to the United States. If I'm quiet, it's because I'm watching chat. I've never seen soaps in Africa. My brother would watch Benny Hill. And every once in a while, my dad would watch it and he would laugh. I've tried to get into Dark Shadows just to see what it was all about and couldn't get into it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Disney sitcoms. The ones I've seen anyway. Yep, he was. The best though was the Bionic Baby. That was good. I think his name was Rusty. Ha ha ha. Looks that way. Oh, excuse me. Never seen it. I've seen, well, that's not true. I've seen bits and pieces. Are You Being Served is classic. Uh, hey, there's a newish face. How are you? Glad to hear it. We're reminiscing. All I can think of is coconuts from the Holy Grail, I think it is. Okay, if you're coming in thinking that we're going to be talking about a zoo, yeah, we're past that, dude. So, no, what was politically incorrect? If you want to talk about politically incorrect, Archie Bunker. Now that was like, yeah, Archie. Whoo! I can't even think of the show. Yeah, All in the Family. Oh my gosh, he was. There was nothing politically correct about that character. I don't know that one. No, but that's how I feel about half the stuff that we watched as kids. I mean, Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny was basically a transvestite. Well, maybe not exactly, but he cross dressed. So, I mean, and then there's the. Oh, yeah, Bugs Bunny. All the time he dressed up as women. I watched one where he dressed up as a lady, um, Tasmanian devil. Yeah. And then there was the Three Stooges. But you know what? I would gladly take that back, those days back in a heartbeat. Not because I thought it was in poor taste, but Bugs Bunny was just funny. MASH was good. But you could still do MASH today. Yeah. Dick Van Dyke. Yeah. Which is crazy. A big legend. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He was born 1925. In 2004, he won a Daytime Emmy Award for a role in Days of Our Lives. He has an active career spanning over 7 decades. I have he's 99. But that doesn't sound right. Yeah, he's 99. Who knows? Dick Van Dyke? Hard to say. Yeah, that's what it's coming up as. $19.25. Well, wait. He turns 100 in December, I think. Let's see. Calculator. This is 25. Yeah. Minus 1925. Yeah, he'll be 100. Yeah, but we just don't. I don't know. I feel like we don't know some of these people. Oh, that could be easily. I don't know. Don't be sorry for asking. I don't know. Ozzy probably was doing way more than just drinking. I don't know if that's a small engine plane, like a propeller plane going overhead, or if somebody's running a lawnmower at night. Nuts. Okay, guys, we're going to go another 3 minutes or so. I need to eat. I had gray hair by the time I was 30. Not a lot, not as much as I do now, but I had it. Except my hair, I look pretty good for being 54, I think. Yeah, I did. I know. I'm ready for bed. But I think it's because I need to eat. You should see it when I first get up in the morning. Yeah, I don't. Well, they put Carrie Fisher in one of the movies after she died. Yeah, which I get it. I get it. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I gotta eat. I will talk to you guys later. Um, but I gotta eat. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.